Hey guys, welcome to another review, Mr. P. What we're doing today is something on a little bit more of a ridiculous side, and I love things that are ridiculous. So let's just get down to it. What I'm doing today is the Black Hades. There she is. Black Hades style 26650 mech mod. This comes to me from AngelCigs.com, so it will be down there if you wanted to go and check them out. Not the first review I've done for AngelCigs, and I don't doubt it will be the last. So Black Hades 26650, yes. So I'm going to go through a bit of information with you. First of all, price on this bad boy, $28.99 from AngelCigs.com. It does say dispatched from the land of America, because that's where they have a warehouse. So that would in turn mean to me that you're going to get quicker shipping. So that is pretty cool. They have got the bulk pricing options here, so I don't know why you would, but if you wanted to buy 20, that would cost you a grand total of $23.99 as opposed to $28.99, so $5 off per unit. So if there was a group buy situation to be had, you could take full advantage of that. You haven't got to buy 20, you can buy 3, 6, 10 or 20, and then they're the bulk buy ladders, and each one will give you an increased saving. Bit of information on this: 31mm, that's at the base, top is 28.5, the height is 96mm, and the weight on this is 38 grams without battery or ATI. So we're not light. 510 connected, stainless steel, colour is stainless steel plus black, material is full stainless steel, so that is an enamel coated stainless steel. Well done for that. Silver plated contacts, reverse locking ring, spring loaded firing switch. Spring loaded firing switch? I don't think so. Powered by 126/650. The reason I say I don't think so is because Mr. Proton's cheeky and he did this close up already. That's a magnet in there. That's good. AngelCigs, change that on your listing. We want magnets. Saying it's a spring is not a good thing. So, as I said, I've already done the close-up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the close-up in just about here. Right guys, a little close-up of the Hades Black from AngelCigs. Just got a bit of information here on the left-hand side. So Black Hades 26650 style mechanical mod is what we're looking at here. So depth 31mm, that's going to be here. Okay, I can tell you now, here is 28.5, and your little cover there, I believe, is around 24.5. Okay, so there you go. Let's take it apart, I suppose, and then see what we have. So top cap, switch, and tube section. So tube section, stainless steel. So a stainless steel coated in a black enamel, I believe that is, very reflective. You have got, I don't know if you can be able to make it out there, you probably can, serial going on there, number 993. Obviously, fair few vent holes going on in the situation. I don't know if you can be able to see it, I'll put my finger in there, but you know, there's lots of venting. I like to see lots of venting, especially when it's done quite subtly. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, just a black tube with a flare at the bottom, to be honest with you guys. Nothing spectacularly major going on there. Top cap, silver plated contacts, spring loaded. Hello. Those two bits of knurling there, if you undo that one like I'm doing, I'm not going to do it all the way because I know it'll go ba-doing and bugger off, but undo that there, and that is a spring in there to give you that. Silver plated, and this is a floating, okay, floating pin. If I undo this, it's actually this insulator here that's screw threaded, so we can screw that back in, like so. Voila. And then this there is a completely floating, you've got an O-ring there as you can see, and that is completely floating. So that just kind of pops in there, like so, and then screwing the ATI on pushes it down to the certain length that it needs, and then obviously it will come out here, and then that will account for any extra slack. Along the top here you have got air paths. If your mod, if your ATI requires you to feed from the 510, the air paths are there. It's that one and that one. These are decorative. No real juice wells, but I suppose you could consider that to be the case if you were so wanting. I'm not sure, like, I mean, I know the original has this, but, you know, that causes gaps in the situation. I don't like that there. Make it flat along the top. Just my recommendation. Other than that, not a lot going on in there, apart from, I mean, silver plate contacts do like that. Now, switch. Reverse threaded. Okay, we've got a bit of, not knurling, it's kind of, you know, routed effect going on here. This will demonstrate, you're seeing it happen right there. This bloody button likes to come undone. I'm going to show you what's going on in here. I might even go out fixing it, to be honest with you. So seeing as we're halfway there anyway, unscrew that there. Magnets, if I get them, there we go. There are the two magnets. Fairly substantial old magnets, them ones, but there is two in there. It's a magnetic switch along the bottom. Hades, which is pretty cool. And then you've got your, you know, thread in there, and obviously a well for your magnet to sit in. Silver plated contact again for the base, for the deck, for the switch, whatever. Pin there. Nailed there for undoing and doing up purposes, which you will be doing a lot. And then screw thread in there, obviously, to fit inside of here with the rest of the switch assembly. Now, reverse threaded, so we'll undo that. I like reverse threaded locking rings. Doesn't really make major loads of difference, but I do like them. And then into here now, we've got an insulator there for your battery to sit on. The problem I've had with this is when this is in here, there's no real way to get your hands on that knurling to tighten it up. So what I'm going to try is see if I can't tweeze this insulation. Oh, it actually looks like it's not glued, so we could be onto a winner here, guys. I haven't actually tried this up until now because I didn't want to modify anything before being, you know, up for up close purposes. But if I can get her out, we will. Might need a bigger screwdriver, Jim. Let's have another go at a bigger screwdriver. What I'm doing is just literally sliding that screwdriver under there and then turning it to try and cause this to pop up a bit. We're nearly out. We are nearly out. So let's give it a... Maybe if we're going through the bottom. If I stab myself here, guys, you are not permitted to laugh or find it funny, is what I'm saying. So there we go, look at that insulator pops out eventually. That's actually got a little bit of a flare on that insulator to keep it in place, but Mr. P has got it out. So what I'm thinking is now, if we get all of our switch components, first of all, let's put this locking ring back on reverse threaded to make sure you screw it left, not like I did in the King review, and that looks like it's on the wrong way. Switch does look like it has a correct way to go on. The locking ring, sorry, there is a correct way for the locking ring to go on, to make sure it goes in the right way. Get your magnets to repel. Now they're stuck together, so it's fairly easy to work out how to repel them. Just flip one of them over, then they will repel. So that one sits in there, that one, as we are, sits in there. That should now be repelling. She is. If I now screw in this contact here, screw it right down as far as it will go. What I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to lift that up, grab this set of grips that will barely fit around that, grip it tight, and I'm going to really see if I can't get that to take, because this button I'm doing all the time is pissing me off. So a little bit of flex from there, from where I've just done that, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. And then we've just got to pop this insulator back in, which should be fairly easily done by just sort of sitting it on and then giving her a good old push. Let's just make sure that it is in where it's supposed to be. Well, it looks like we are there. Now I just want to double check that that contact will still come out far enough to fire, and she will, which is what we want. So there you go, hopefully that stops this bloody thing I'm doing. The problem is as you're turning it, that's staying still. At the minute, as this is turning, so is the contact in here. So that means for now at least, we shouldn't have any undoing problems. So to work this, I've actually got this cheeky little devil from another site, most of you will know where. A review is coming of that too. That's what I'm going to do. Screw this on here, like so. This is actually the Hades dripper, which is a bit funky, and it's pushed that out to where it needs it, and then obviously adjustment done there. This is what I mean though, look at that gap, that pisses me off, because otherwise it should be perfect. Now let's stick this back on. Now obviously there's no real adjustment to be done here because it's all done in that spring loaded bit, so that's where it makes contact, but yeah, I've got a bit to go there. Then obviously your battery sits inside the bottom of your switch, so we screw it up, adjustment done. Now because it's done by spring, you have got, you know, with enough motion and power, you have got the opportunity to give it a rattle and do nothing about it because of the spring in there, but that is just what it is. Right guys, pretty much done here. I'm going to have a nice little vape on this little driplet I've just procured, and then I'm going to come back and have a nice little chat about the Black Hades from AngelCigs. Right guys, welcome back up from the sneakily recorded close-up. So, Black Hades, this Hades dripper, as I say, not from AngelCigs, and a review will be coming soon. If you want to know about that, keep an eye on the channel, but that's how she looks. Damn that gap. Right, let's go for a few things. The switch is magnetic, it's not a spring. Why they'd say it's a spring, I'm guessing this is a revised version. Now, the listing hasn't been updated. So guys, if you're going to buy this, please beware, you're getting magnets. Spot on, well done AngelCigs. Secondly, that switch, whilst we're on that subject, with the whole, you know, undoing thing, and you see it on camera, it's a pain in the arse, it really is. But on the upside, since taking the switch apart and then popping that Delrin out, giving it a good old tighten, and then popping the Delrin back in, I've been using this ever since. It's a fair amount of time now, actually, since yesterday, because again, sneaky recording, and it's not come undone once. So guys, I would advise you to do that immediately when you receive this, to save yourself the aggro, because it can be very off-putting using a mod where the switch is coming undone all the time, and it's particularly bad on this. Now the switch has been fixed, you can on the side and she will fire, so it's a fairly responsive switch. Worm actually has the stainless steel one of these from a different company, and my main niggle with it was always the switch. We didn't get around to reviewing it before he decided he wanted to take a break from the reviews, and I'm not sure if we will, I don't know, but it's much the same. So switch, just tighten it down and your life is going to become incredibly easier. The floating contact at the top, I like the idea, I do, I think it's very cool because it seems to just work. Now personally, I would like as opposed to a spring-loaded sort of contact to touch the battery, I would like an undoable contact, you know, an undoable screw like the Chi-U. Leave the top as it is, so you can screw it down, adjust it all itself. Spectacular, great. Give us a screw at the bottom just so we can adjust the battery rattle, because it still rattles a bit and there's nothing that can be done about it. And that in itself, for me, is a little bit of a shame. So yeah, I mean, that's that. What can you do about it though? I mean, the design itself hasn't missed a beat. It's not been a problem. Sorry, I just got a bit of e-liquid where I was shaking it around. It's not been a problem. It's just that it's a bit annoying for me. I'm very finicky when it comes to these things, and that is one thing that does gripe me. Other than that, the only other thing really that gripes me with this is the top cap, you know, not being flush. Now that isn't a reflection on AngelCigs or this mod, in fact that's a reflection on the original. It annoys me that that's not sitting down. You know, that sitting down there would be so much better looking in my opinion. I mean, it's not that that's bad looking, because it isn't, and the gap to a lot of people won't matter, but to me it does, and it's me just reviewing it, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, if it doesn't bother you, then great, but it does bother me. Some of the positives: reverse threaded. Okay, great. I love the reverse threading. It seems to work very well. Threads smooth as hell. Do grip a little bit at the top, but no problem whatsoever. Venting, ample venting all the way around there. In fact, you can make out that green on camera a lot more than you can in front of you, but I've seen one of these with an MNK in that's bright orange, and it is noticeable. Again, might be something that some people don't like. Spectacular. Right, so have myself a little vape, and let's get into a 5-point hitter on a mod. So first of all, looks. It's available in stainless steel, and you've got the black option. I like the black option. For me, it's my preference. I think that looks better than the stainless steel one. I like how it feels. I like the venting. A lot of people may not be put off by that, but I kind of like that. The flare at the bottom, where it gets bigger, I don't necessarily the reason for it, because it makes the switch more complicated. They could have made it one size all the way down, but I think the idea is to be a bit brash. And again, it was the original mod that did that, so they've cloned it perfectly. The serial number on this is pretty much invisible unless you're really looking. I tried to show you on camera. Hopefully you made that out. But it is there if you wanted it to be. I can just about say 993, so it is there, but it's hard to see. The top cap and the bottom, none of it's chrome plated brass. It's all stainless steel to a high polish, which is great. You've got air feed for your atomizers, which again is great. I love it. I think it looks great. So for me, it's getting a 10. The only thing in terms of looks that annoys me is the gap. But if you're using a 22, 24mm dripper even, you wouldn't have that problem because it would sit flush with the kind of that's going on it. Don't know what you call it. But looks for me is a 10. So I've got some 40mg blueberry in here, and in a minute it's kicking my arse. Let's put you down. So usability is what we'd go for next. Now usability is self-adjusting. So you screw your atty on first and then screw it all together. You know, it's as simple as that. All you really need to do with this mod when you get it is to tighten that switch screw down. Other than that, you put a battery in it, make sure your battery level is maintained, and screw your atty on. And to be honest, because of the way the battery rattle adjustment's done in this, you don't even necessarily need to screw your atomizer on first. If you are changing from one atty to another and the atty you're changing to has a shallower 510 connection, you will have to undo that top cap, push that connection back up, and then allow it to adjust for that atomizer. But in the grand scheme of things, compared to every other mod out there, you would have to do adjustment for new atomizers. So doing that is actually easier than a lot of screwing it in, screwing it out, sorry, not the camera, screwing it in, screwing it out to adjust for the atomizer. So that in itself is easier as well. Usability is a 10. It's self-adjusting, you stick a battery in and you're off. It's as simple as that. Maintenance, well, because the body isn't the high polished version, it's the black version, it hides things a bit better. So, you know, your fingerprints and your scuffs and your liquid marks, they hide a bit more, so cleaning wouldn't have to be as regular. The polished parts will take fingerprints and so on, but fortunately the bottom button has got the laser engraved Hades logo on it, and the locking ring's got that kind of slatting going on, so that doesn't even particularly show them. So all you've got to do to maintain it is the same thing. Make sure your battery's charged and then give it a wipe down now and again. Clean your contacts. Because I mean they're silver plated, so this thing does hit hard. I haven't got my tester with me, but it does hit hard, and having dirty contacts is going to stop it hitting as hard. So just clean them contacts, because they're fully removable quite easily. Just remove them, give them a good old wash, and then put them back in, no problem. So it's a 10 for maintenance. Build quality and price. Now price, as I said, it's $28.99 in US dollar, which is $16.94 at today's exchange rate. So call it £17 sterling, or around €20. I think that's well good value. I really do. I think for 20 quid you get the 26650 mod. I mean the battery in there cost me a tenner, so it's not even 20 quid, it's 17 quid. So it's just for 7 quid more than I pay for the battery, you get the entire mod. So I think the price is a 10. Build quality on it, the threads are great. The only problem with the switch is it needs tightening. Magnetic switch, highly polished, all stainless steel. The enamel coating on the black, this has been dropped. You couldn't even tell. Even under the camera, you couldn't tell this has been dropped. If you don't believe me, rewind it and look at it. And it was dropped from face height straight onto concrete. It's not scratched at all. Thing is a beast. It's built incredibly well. Factor in price, I don't even know how they make. I feel like I'm stealing this if I was buying this for 17 quid. I've got to say AngelCigs sent this through free. It doesn't make a difference. To be honest, this whole disclaimer business I don't tend to do so much, because I would trust that if you're watching me regularly, you'll know I'm always honest. if I paid 17 quid for this, I'd feel like I was stealing it from them. If I got this for $5 less than that, which would work out to be sort of $14.50, bargains, proper bargains. So yeah, price, build quality, sorry, is a 10. Build quality versus price is definitely a bloody 10. It's great, it really is a great little thing. Overall, the only two niggles I've got with it, as I've said several times already, is a switch, because that thing really was pissing me off, and then that raised part on the top cap. Now, I may well shave that raised part on the top cap off so I can sit things flush. What impact that will have on the adjustment for battery life, well, I don't know, and if I do that, people on the Facebook group will be letting know how it goes. The switch issue's been resolved. They've upgraded it to magnets. It hits hard. It does hit very hard under load. Them silver contacts obviously playing a big part in that, and the fact that that's got a 50 amp battery in there as well. Well, I say 50 amp. This is diverging from the subject of topic or topic subject, but I read somewhere the other day that them batteries, and it's only 50 amps, are only actually a 50 amp push. So they're actually a consistent 30 amp. I don't know how true that is, but bear that in mind when buying batteries. So either way, it hits hard. It's very hard under load. It's a great cloud chasing mod. Let's face it, if you're buying these 26650s, you're either buying them because you want the push that a 30 amp 18650 will give you, or slightly more, and you want the longevity of that higher mile rating. Now, eFest have released some new batteries, and they got 2,500 miles, so only got 2,600 mile 35 amps. So not necessarily as necessary, but I believe there's things to come in the order 26650, and I stand by my statement earlier this year that this year will be the year of the 26650 by the time we come to the end of it. So overall for me, it's getting a 10. It's great for cloud chasing, it's great for dripping. This is a ridiculous size dripper on a ridiculous size mod. I drip once an hour with this thing. If you get an Atty that matches the size of this mod, I dripped into that earlier and I counted up to 80 drops and stopped counting. It's like a tank, it really is, and I think it's really cool. I like how big this is. I think it's ridiculous, but I think it's cool. So for me, if you want a big mod out there, Black Hades from Angel, you can't really get any better, to be honest with you. Like I say, I will link AngelCigs down here if you want to go and check them out. In my eyes, they're rapidly becoming the next big China distributor for this kind of stuff. You know, we've all been on to sort of fast tech, and quality from there never seems to be consistent, whereas everything I've had from AngelCigs is, and the prices, realistically, the difference in price isn't dramatic. So go and check out AngelCigs if you haven't already. There's loads of. Right guys, sorry about that, I had some technical issues. Some knob cheese forgot to delete what was going on the card. I won't point fingers because there's no one else here to point fingers at who's involved in it. But as I was saying guys, check out AngelCigs. It's down there, you know, up here and so on and so forth. Like I say, they're well worth having a look at. I've got something else coming from them as well. Give you a little sneak peek of that. The fucking size of the thing. So yeah, that's about it guys. Like I say, check out AngelCigs, definitely recommend it. Awesome sauce. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Mr. P, shall see you soon.